Star Trek Arena. This is a season 1 episode, famous one with the Gorn. What do I think about it? Well, let's talk about it using my space system. Story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. I'm kind of laughing because there's going to be lots of 2s. Okay, look. The storyline. This is going to sound maybe crazy, but I'm giving it a 2 out of 2 for the storyline. Look. I think that you think that this episode is Kirk and the Gorn fight, and then that's the whole thing. But there's actually a lot more going on. There's an attack on an outpost. The Gorn race perpetrated the attack. Kirk pursues. They go into this random space here, and there's these aliens, these like very powerful alien beings, and they're like, yeah, we're not gonna go with this, you destroying each other. So we're just gonna pick your captain and your captain, boom, teleport you to this planet surface. The surface has stuff that you can make weapons out of, and you can just fight it out, and then one person wins, and then that's the ship that wins. So it sounds like a simple story. So why am I giving it a 2? Well, and maybe I could really give it a 1.5 to be honest. But the reason I'm giving it a 2 is that, firstly, I like the story, but secondly, I like how like Kirk, doesn't want to kill the guy. Like he's all riled up and he doesn't want to kill him. And then there's stuff going on with the crew where they're watching this transpire and they're talking to the aliens like, yo, what's going on? Like, why are you so pissed off? Like, just let us go. We'll stop firing. And then they start to say, well, you, like the Enterprise, or not the Enterprise, like the Federation was in your space, in their space, and you're like, well, what are you doing setting up your bases and all this? Is like, this looks like an attack, or you're like trying to, start something up. So that's cool. Like, I think you forget those things. I like how Kirk has to like figure out how to beat the Gorn, because the Gorn captain's like super tough, right? Yeah, how you gonna beat this guy? Like, you can't just go beat him up. There's a lot of fun parts too, where Kirk grabs like this stick, and you're just like, yeah, that's like not gonna do anything. So you might think it's just like, oh, they just fight it out and that's it, but there is more going on than that. So I guess I could theoretically give this a 1.5, but I just really like it so much, and I think it's just so cool, and it's so famous. It's famous for a reason. I like the story. I'm giving it a 2 out of 2. The pacing, I'm going to give the pacing a 2 out of 2 as well, because it's not just all fighting. There's a lot of going back and forth, figuring out stuff. So there's still those Star Trek things where you're going back and it's like, okay, what's going on? Why did they attack at all? Like, what is the point of all this? Plus, you got an alien thing that keeps interfering and saying, oh, we're going to do this. Now you're like, okay. And then they give them the communicator device. Meanwhile, you think they're actually talking to each other, which is great. That's cool. And it's like Kirk figures things out pretty, not super quickly, but quickly enough to show that, yeah, he's intelligent, and he can defeat the Gorn, not with strength, but with his mind. And it's all paced out nicely. The artistry, I always like to mention at this point, I'm giving it a 2 out of 2 for the artistry. I have to let everybody know that this is maybe the first one that I've noticed that they have altered things. So I've been watching the upgraded Blu-rays, and you have the option of watching the normal Star Trek or the upgraded ones. I have no problems watching the upgraded ones. They did add blinking to the Gorn, because I'm pretty sure he didn't blink in the old one. So that is now something that they have digitally altered. Now, I didn't notice anything previous. So if I have noticed something, I didn't mention it. I probably just didn't notice it if I haven't mentioned it. If there was something that was changed in an earlier episode. So this is the first time where they've like altered some, and I don't mean like, digitally removing a wire, or, like, I don't really count that, because, let's say there's wires or something, well, they wouldn't have wanted you to see those, right? They obviously would have wanted the Gorn to blink had they had that technology to make him blink. So it doesn't really bother me. I didn't really think about it till he blinked, though. It was like the Ewoks. Remember they put the Ewoks blinking, and I thought, I never really thought that they didn't blink. But anyways, however, I'm giving the artistry a 2 out of 2. Everything looks good. They're on that rocky planet. Whatever, it's a rocky planet, we know. But the Gorn looks freaking awesome, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. He looks pretty damn cool to me. Got the figure of that sucker right away. He's just like one of the coolest looking guys, and he's so iconic. So I gotta give it a 2. For the characters, I'm giving it a 2 out of 2. I actually like the Gorn guy. I think he's pretty neat, and it's like, you know, he's smart too. I like that he's just not like a monster. He's like, well, I've been listening in. You know, I've heard everything you said. I like the way that the crew tries to respond to the aliens, and it's like, look, what's your problem? Like, you know, what are you doing? I thought Kirk was awesome in this. Kirk has been awesome in every episode so far, and just again proving he is the best captain, maybe the best character in Star Trek. Well, yeah, I guess he's the best character in all of Star Trek. I personally kind of like Spock, but Kirk's definitely number two. McCoy's awesome too, but definitely Kirk is there. So love the characters here. 2 out of 2 for the characters. So of course I'm giving the enjoyment factor a 2 out of 2. So of course I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. Was there any doubt that this wasn't going to get a 10 out of 10? I guess you could really nitpick the crap out of it and maybe give it like an 8.5 or a 9 or something like that. But I'm just too pumped for it. I don't know. It's just too awesome to me. The Gorn is sick. Look, if you don't think it's a 10 out of 10, no problem. Please let me know that you don't think it's a 10 out of 10. But I don't know what to tell you. Watch it through my eyes. It's like an awesome creature fighting Kirk. Like, this is so cool. So that's my review. If you want more in-depth reviews, please check out Clobberin Times. They do Saturday Night Star Trek every Saturday night. It's in the title. The link to his channel is in the description below. Check it out. They've gone through every Star Trek episode. They're still going. They're reaching the tail end of Voyager now, so they've been going through every episode of Star Trek since the beginning. They do really in-depth reviews, not these 6-minute ones that I'm doing. 10 out of 10, man. I love it. If you like my space system, please like the video and subscribe. I'm getting close to 1,400. I'm 5 away. 1,500 is just around the corner. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed. I appreciate it, and especially to the channel members. You guys are awesome, so thanks so much. That's it, everybody. Until next time.